of Peaky Blinders. We're going to make this movie, and then we got these writers. Oh, and we lost the writers. Okay, well, that was fine. Because after they lost the writers, they got Stephen Knight, who made, if you want to go back a little ways, he made Eastern Promises, which I love. And he is also the creator and writer of Peaky Blinders, which I know a lot of people love. So when they brought on Stephen Knight, I was like, well, ooh, what do we got here? That could be interesting. The guy who created Peaky Blinders coming on to do a Star Wars movie? No, okay, good. Oh, I forgot. This is Lucasfilm, and we can't have anything nice.
No, you can't.
Because Stephen Knight is now, or Stephen DeKnight is something completely different.
Yeah.
Stephen Knight, according to Variety, is now gone. He's gone. Bye. I'm out. So long, and thanks for all the fish. And he's out the door. Again. Variety writes the following. There is another disturbance in the force. Screenwriter Stephen Knight has departed. The Star Wars movie set to follow Daisy Ridley's Rey after the events of 2019 Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. In March of 2023, Variety exclusive reported that Knight had signed on the project, replacing original screenwriters Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson. Lucasfilm is actively talking with potential writers to take on the story, which has been said to chronicle Rey's efforts to start a new Jedi Academy. But the delay likely means production won't start till well into 2025 at least. Oh, by the way, it's got a release window of December 2026. Bye! That's gone. That's gone. Just for those of you at home keeping score, Lucasfilm in 5 years has managed to put one movie into production in 5 years. And that movie is just a continuation of one of their fucking TV shows. 5 years. And they couldn't get anything going. Well, what do we have going? We got Mandalorian going. Make a movie out of it. Go. And that's all they've been able to do. Fuck me. What's like...
But at least they're not losing money on films.
I just...
Man, find something you need to be passionate about.
I'm just like... Look, let me be very clear. In my estimate, you've heard me say this all the time. I will say it again. In my estimation, Kathleen Kennedy is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question. Steven Spielberg calls her the greatest producer in the history of Hollywood. And I think Steven Spielberg knows what he's talking about. She's a tremendous, and that's why when George Lucas himself handpicked her to be his successor as the person to run Lucasfilm, I was all for it. I was 100% behind it. But just because you are a goat at one thing doesn't mean you're going to be good at all of it. Wayne Gretzky, the greatest professional athlete of all time, wasn't a very good coach. He tried coaching, wasn't a very good coach. Does that mean Wayne Gretzky doesn't know hockey? Of course he knew hockey. He's the greatest player that ever lived.
Didn't Michael Jordan play baseball? Or was it...
No, Michael Jordan then became an owner, a basketball owner. He did play baseball, but if we want to stay in basketball, he became an owner. Michael Jordan's not a very good owner. Come on now, everybody. Just because you're great at one thing doesn't mean you're great at another. It has been so painfully obvious for so long that Kathleen Kennedy is not a good fit to be the head of Lucasfilm. She continuously falls on her face on the two most important responsibilities: mapping out a clear vision for the franchise and then getting the right storytellers in place and being on the same page with them. It couldn't be more cataclysmic and how bad. And they've had, listen, I want to make sure we all keep in mind they've had some big successes along the way. But we also have a fan base in shambles. We also have Star Wars in a place now that we don't actually believe the next thing is going to be good. And that all comes from Kathleen Kennedy. And I think she needs to move on. I've said this a million times over the past few years. She needs to move on and get back to doing what she is truly the best at. Straight up working with filmmakers and being a producer on their films. She needs to go back to that. I think she'll be happier. I think she'll have more success. I think the movie The movie world will be richer for it, but they need to get somebody else in. And this, again, losing another director, losing another release date. 5 years, one film in production, that's just a continuation of a TV series. What more do we need? What? What $4 hooker does she have a picture of Bob Iger fucking in an alley? Where? What? She knows where the bodies are. That's all I've got. She knows where the bodies are. That's the only thing I've got. Like, how has he not fired her? How did Bob Chapek not fire her? How has the board not fired her? I don't understand.